Khanna of California. Of course, he sits on the Oversight Committee and will be attending Bill Taylor's hearing this morning. I suppose you're running there right after this, so let's just begin quickly with the key question. What are you going to ask him?
Poppy, we have to understand why he thought that there was a quid pro quo. Why did he believe that the president, the administration, was going to withhold aid to Ukraine? And did he believe that this was for the president's benefit to investigate Joe Biden?
He's not coming with documents, and we don't have clarity on whether that's... Did the State Department block him from bringing these documents that have been requested, or is he just not bringing them? Do you believe that you will be able to fill those holes, Congressman, without documents?
I do. His text is so powerful that you led with, where he says that it's crazy to even think about withholding this aid. I think he's going to be forthcoming. He's the current acting ambassador to Ukraine, and he really can help shed light on whether our policy towards Ukraine has been driven by American national interest or whether the president has hijacked it for his own re-election in 2020 and outsourced it to Rudy Giuliani.
Let me ask you about the whistleblower that brought all of this to the attention of the world. The president questioned the veracity of, if there even is a whistleblower, tried to blame Adam Schiff, pointing to potentially the congressman being the whistleblower with no basis in fact. But the thing I want to ask you about is the president questioning whether a whistleblower needs protection, something that is laid out in U.S. code. And it prompted Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer to send a letter to the acting DNI and the ICIG to ask how are we protecting the whistleblower? Do you have concerns about the safety of the whistleblower, of the whistleblower's identity being outed?
Poppy, I do, and I have concern for anyone who is testifying in sharing facts against the president or the administration. The president's behavior is exactly why we have a whistleblower protection statute. He is the most powerful person in the world. If someone is going to come and share information, they shouldn't fear retaliation from someone that powerful. And it's just sad. Whatever you think about the investigation, whatever party you're from, we should respect people's ability to come and share information without fear of retribution from people in power, whether that's a president of the United States, a senator, or a congressman. Yeah. That's the essence of our democracy.
Well, I want to get you to explain something you said on a really interesting interview you did earlier this month on ABC News. This was on a podcast, and you said this about the Democrats in this impeachment inquiry, quote, "I do think the way that we conduct ourselves is going to matter." What did you mean?
I think we have to be deliberate, fact-based. We need to make sure that we're methodical. We shouldn't just be throwing out character assassination. And we should make this about not the president's personality. We should make this about protecting our Constitution and making sure no person can ask a foreign leader to investigate their rival.
It sounds like you say you think that at least some of your fellow Democrats are not doing that. Are they jumping the gun?
No, I'm not. I don't think that. I just saying the approach we should take. And I actually believe Chairman Schiff has been taking that approach. He's methodical. He's fact-based. He doesn't personalize it. He doesn't have any agenda. He's not running for president or trying to run for Senate. He's really doing his job. And I think that is the approach that's going to serve us well.
Let me ask you about election security, because this all boils down to, frankly, protecting our democracy from foreign interference in our elections, right? And part of that is big technology companies. You represent Silicon Valley. Your district is in the heart. Silicon Valley is in the heart of your district. Facebook CEO Mark Zuckerberg last night on another network said that Russia, Iran, and China are using, quote, more sophisticated tactics to try to interfere in U.S. elections. Senator Elizabeth Warren said following that yesterday, quote, Facebook has too much political power. Is she right?
She is right that we need to have stronger antitrust laws, but they're two different issues.
But
one is how are we going to...
I just want your response to exactly what she said. And again, I'll quote, Facebook has too much political power. Is Elizabeth Warren right?
Yes, the question is, how do you address that? What I would say is the way to address that is to have laws that strengthen our protection against election interference. Kevin McCarthy and I actually are working on that, where tech companies would be able to work with law enforcement agencies to help remove bots. And how do we strengthen antitrust law to make sure that companies like Facebook or other tech companies can't give an unfair preference to their platforms? So I agree, they have too much power, but I think you need nuanced regulation to address that.
Okay. Finally, as you head into this questioning of Bill Taylor, as you have read these text messages, as we all have, between Taylor and Sondland, and the call that they had when Sondland said, "Call me," to clarify whether there was this quid pro quo that Taylor was so concerned about, what questions do you have for Taylor about that phone call?
Well, one, I want to know why there was a need to have this on phone call. Usually when you say to someone, don't put something in writing, it's because you have something to hide. And was the administration trying to hide something? Were they concerns that the administration wanted to link the aid to getting information on Joe Biden? And did he, in honesty, believe that that's what was going on, that our foreign policy to Ukraine was being dictated by the president who wanted to get a leg up on Joe Biden for the 2020 campaign?
Congressman Khanna, we'll let you get in there. It's an important deposition. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you, Poppy. Thank you for having me.